Hi, I'm Kimisha, and I'm so happy and grateful to be able to share with you today how to believe for it. Now, there's no coincidence or any mistake that you are actually here today. You are here today because of choice. You have made an intentional decision to be present, and I really want to congratulate you for making that step into your future because you have done so. You have now gone to an ultimate level in your belief. You have now decided that, you know what, I'm worth it. I am worth it. And there's something about you that you have decided that I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to let COVID cancel me out because I have a dream. I have a purpose. There's something about me. There's something that I have that the world needs to hear. And that's why you're present here today so that you can get that push into your level of belief. Now, let me tell you what it really means to believe. To believe, it's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you something to believe. It's not just saying the word, I believe that I'm going to do it. I believe that I'll make it. It's not just about what you say. That's part of it because your words are powerful. And it means something when you can speak over your life and speak things into existence. But that's just the beginning. It goes a bit further than that when you're talking about what you're going to believe. Now, you see, as human beings, we are very visual. We love to see what's happening. That's why when you hear people say something, to hear is one thing, but then to see is another thing. So here's what you have to do. If you're preparing to go to another level in your life, whatever you are believing for right now, may it be your home, may it be your job, may it be your career, may it be your husband or your wife, whatever it is, whatever goal, whatever dream that you have listed, you have set it over and over again. This is what you want. This is what you're going after. You know this. Nobody can count you out of it because you've already said it and you are in position and you're preparing yourself for it. If you know that thing, I want you right now in the next 3 to 10 seconds, think about that thing. Bring it to your mind right now. Bring it to the forefront right now. That one desire. That one thing that would push you, that you would get up and you would move, whatever that is. Now you got it? Okay, so that one thing that you know that you're going to push yourself, that's going to push you so that you can do better, you can do more because you're believing for it to happen. You're expecting something to happen. Here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to start visualizing it. And visualizing it is not something that you just see in your mind. You now have to create those images. So I want you to do, in the next couple of days, I want you to get some pen, get some paper. I want you to list every single thing that you have ever said that you ever wanted. We got to be intentional about what we want, right? So list every single thing that you said that you've ever wanted and make sure you number them. They can be 10 things, they can be 5, they can be 7, whatever that number is, because you know what it is. So list those things down. And as soon as you list them down, then we're going to get some pictures to match the words. So if you know you said you want to get a bigger home, look for pictures of that bigger home. If you said you want to be able to go on some vacations, some luxury vacations, go to the sites, check them out, get those pictures so that you can post them, you can print them, and you can have them there available to you, because what we're about to create now is an environment. We're beginning to create an environment so that whenever you look around you, you can see where you're going. Because here's the thing, where you are right now is the present. Where you're about to go is the future. Having those things in your present begins to activate your future. We're going to mirror this. You're going into the future. So what's going to happen is as you get those pictures and you print those things, I want you to have them all around your home. No, this may not be something that everyone can do depending on your living arrangement, but whatever arrangement you have or circumstance you may be in, you can still do something. So if the home is yours right now, I want you decided, okay, I want to have a bigger home. Get a picture of that home that you want to have. have that picture in your home. Wherever you go inside of that home, you want to see that picture all around your home. If you've decided that you want to have a better car, or there's just a difference in car, you want to have a particular car, get the picture of the car, and you want to have those things posted throughout your home. You have to see it, because this is activating your level of belief. It's taking you into a new dimension. And as you have those things, I don't want you to just place them in one area of the home. I want you to have them throughout the entire home. I want you to begin to write those things down and say these words: I am so happy and grateful now. Those words are so powerful, because you're activating something with your affirmations. They're so powerful when you begin to activate them. So I am so happy and grateful now. That's what you're going to say from today. I'm so happy and grateful now. And whatever that is, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have my home. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have my brand new car. I'm so happy and grateful now that I can provide for my children in the way that they desire. I'm so happy and grateful now that I take vacations every single year. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am debt free. I'm so happy and grateful now that I've just paid off my mortgage. I'm so happy and grateful now. And you finish that sentence, because you know what it is. But as you write those things down, we're not finished. As you write those things down and you list the things that you are happy and grateful for, here's the next step. Now, we've just created an environment. You can see exactly where you're going. You can see it throughout your home and everything. Now, what we want to do, we want to connect with that environment. So that's the next level. So, yes, you know the home you want to have. Let's go and visit that home. You've seen some pictures of that home. Let's start calling up some real estate and some realtors, and go and visit that home. Call them up. Let's go and check that out. Let's go and check out those homes. It doesn't matter. Listen, I know you're saying to yourself, Kamisha, I don't have the money. Do you need money to dream? You don't need money to dream. We're activating the dream. It's all about mindset. It starts here first. It has to start in the mind before you can actually get it into the physical. So what we're doing, you know the car that you want to have. Let's go and test drive that car. Why are we waiting? Let's go test drive the car. You don't have to have money to test drive a car. You get ready. You go to the car place, and you go to them and you say you want to test drive the car. You go, you test drive the car. You don't have to have the money yet. What you're doing right now is that you're beginning to connect with that dream. You're beginning to connect with that purpose, because what you're doing, you're touching it, you're feeling it, everything, your emotions are being activated. And guess what? Your belief is being increased. Because you have now seen it, the environment being created in your home, you've gone to visit now, and you actually see that feeling, that feeling, the emotions, the flood of emotions is coming over you. You can feel it. You can, oh my God, I'm so close. I'm so close. You're right there. You can see what's happening. And then here's the next thing that you're going to do. You're going to speak it. Every single day, you're going to speak it. You're going to be grateful. You're so happy and grateful now. You're so happy and grateful. I am so happy and grateful now. And you keep speaking it every single day. It becomes a part of your language. When you're in a conversation with someone, you speak it. And it's not about being overconfident or anything, or arrogant or anything like that. What you're doing is that you're sure of where you're going. You're sure of what you want. You're believing for it. Let me tell you, when you do these things and you activate that level of belief, things begin to happen. But you first gotta believe. It's not gonna happen by accident. You have to make it happen for you. You have to decide that you're willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that your dream comes true. You're willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that where you're going, you must see that level. You must achieve it, because it's what you want. So you got to put in the work, whatever it takes. And if right now all you're thinking about is, I don't have the money to pursue this education. I don't have the money to purchase that home. I don't have the money to purchase that car. I don't have the money and all you're thinking is about the money, I want you to cancel that thought out right now. Cancel that thought immediately. Because if you make any decisions right now because of money, you're going to make a decision. So if you make a decision today because you don't have money, you have not made a decision. Why? Why, Kamisha? How is that even possible? Because it's not about the money. It's about what you want. You are able to have anything you want. Anything you want is yours, but you gotta believe it's the mind. It's the mind. You have to change the way we think. When we begin to change the way we think and the way we see things, things begin to happen. So today, I want you to begin to change the way you think. If it's something that you want, go after it. Don't matter what's happening around you. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I'm telling you, you can do it. But you gotta believe that it's possible. You gotta believe that you can do it. Listen, I remember when and I'm from Barbados, so I remember growing up in Barbados. We're an island, all right? And growing up in Barbados, it was always my dream to be able to travel. My parents, they could never really afford the opportunity for us to travel. I was only able to travel with my parents separately once, right? And that was only for a short period of time. And I remember going on a trip with my mother just for the weekend, and it was to another island, and she had to get a loan. She didn't have the money to do it. She didn't have the money to do it, but she had a dream. She wanted so badly for us to have a family vacation. So she decided that she would have placed herself in debt. Was it a wise decision? Probably not. But I understand her level of thinking, because she wanted her children to be able to experience what it meant to be able to travel. So she made that sacrifice for us. I'm so grateful for that. She made that sacrifice so that we could travel. But here's what happened when she came back. When she came back, she spent at least 2 years trying to pay off a loan for a trip that we only took for a weekend. 3 days, guys. 3 days. 3 days. She took us on a trip for 3 days and spent 2 years to complete that payment. Now, why am I telling you this story? Because it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's going to cost you. Your dream will cost you. Your dream will cost you something. You're going to have to pay something to make it happen. Now, here's another thing. Because of where I was and where I came from, we didn't have the immediate access like how other persons did. And I always saw myself being able to study overseas. I saw myself being able to do things like other people were able to do, and being a part of, in the wider community. As I watched movies and stuff, I see persons really experiencing life, really being able to go out there and achieve and accomplish. And I wanted that. I wanted to be a part of that. So I decided that I was going to study overseas. No, I didn't know how that was going to be possible. I didn't know where the money was going to come from, because I didn't have any money. My parents didn't have any money. I grew up very humble beginnings. My family was very poor, so I didn't have the money. But one thing that I knew was that I had a dream. One thing that I knew was that I believed that it could be possible for me. So I decided that I was going to pursue that dream. Trust me, there were obstacles, plenty obstacles in getting that dream, making that dream become a reality. Because one of the things that happened for me was, I remember growing up, and I was in secondary school, which you guys would probably call high school. And as I grew up, I always had that as a dream, and I just didn't know how. I didn't know how it could be possible. How could I be able to travel, to go overseas and study overseas with a family that's poor? With a family that's struggling right now to just keep the lights on, to just be able to have food to provide for us. We were not able to have all of the luxurious things like the other families did, but my parents always ensured that we were well provided for. We didn't go to bed hungry, but we may not have had everything that everyone else did, but we had what we needed and not what we wanted. So as I grew up, and I thought to myself, this has to be possible for me. I have to be able to do this. So when I got to university, I found out there was something called a student exchange program. And with this student exchange program, it allowed me to be able to study overseas for a year. I was going to take the spot of another student who would come to Barbados and take my spot. So we were swapping places. And that's how that became a reality. And because I was going to be able to do that, I did not have to pay their university's fees, but I still had to cover the fees for me to be able to live there in the dorm and so on. But I didn't have that money. It was 30,000 Canadian dollars. That's about so it was actually, sorry, correction, it was 15,000 Canadian dollars, which is 30,000 Barbadian dollars. And I did not have that money to do that, but I had a dream. I had a vision. It's something I always wanted. I spoke it. I wrote it down. I visualized it. I knew that it could be possible because everyone else were doing it. The pictures that I was seeing, I was watching videos. I was interacting with the environment where things were happening for people. So even though in the midst of everything that was happening around me in my family, I knew it can still be possible for me. So I decided that I was going to take control of my destiny and nobody was going to make that decision for me. So to get there, I had to sell bottles, I had to sell drinks, I had karaoke, I did fresh fish fries, I did whatever it took. I made the decision. I was going to go to this thing. I applied for a scholarship. It did not work out at first because there were some mistakes that were made and everything just kept happening. It just kept happening and happening and happening and happening. And I felt like it was at a stumbling block. Like every avenue that I took, that dream that I had, that dream that I wanted so badly just seemed as though it was not manifesting because the money was not there. But I believed. I remember going to my computer. I remember going on to the school, the university, and I would sit and I would go through their entire website and I would see myself there. I go through the listings. I would go through where they would have various activities on campus. I started looking at malls around that place. I started visualizing myself there in that country, in that university. No, I hadn't even been accepted because I had to apply, but I started creating that atmosphere. One of the other things that I had to ensure that I had in place was that my GPA had to be at a high level in order for me to go. At that time, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it, but I said to myself, it had to be possible. Because I had some courses that I was having some challenges with, but I knew I had a dream. I knew I had something and I knew I had to believe for it. So I decided if I needed to take lessons, I'll do that. If I needed to stay afterwards and put in extra hours to learn or do some group study, I did everything it took to ensure that that dream came through. I remember when I started to pursue, and at the end of that term, I was able to have that increase in my GPA. That was awesome. But then I had other stumbling blocks. I did not have a student visa, and I just felt as though I kept getting obstacles and obstacles and obstacles. There were so many obstacles in my way. I had enough that I could have decided, count me out. I'm not going to do this. It's not going to happen for me. It's just not my time. I could have seen those obstacles as excuses, but instead I chose to see those obstacles as stepping stones. I decided that because I wanted to have this happening for me, nobody else wanted that vision, nobody else had that dream for me or that goal. I was the person who had that dream, that vision, and that goal. So I needed to make it happen. And I decided that I was going to believe for it. So I started putting on the armor of faith. I started strapping up and I decided to speak exactly what I wanted. I decided to have the environment. I started to see the things that I wanted. And guess what, guys? At the end of it all, I was able to achieve that. I got the scholarship, full scholarship. I had enough money. I had everything just fall into place. And that's because I decided that I would not give up. So why am I sharing this information with you today? Because I want you to decide today that you're not going to give up. Don't count you out. You're not too far from your dream. You're just 3 feet away. 3 feet away from your dreams, 3 feet away, and you cannot, it's too expensive for you to give up on yourself. You're not going to do that. You're going to believe for it because it's possible. It can happen. It has happened before and it would happen again because it's your time. Right now, it is your time. And there's, like I said, there's no coincidence that you are here. You are here today because you've been intentional about your decision that it's time for you to believe for it. So when we talk about belief, you're going to activate your faith. You're going to put on your armor of faith and you're going to step out and you're going to go after the things, every single thing that you have ever said that you wanted because it's time. It's time for you to elevate. It's time for you to go further because it's your time. It's your time to win. It is your time to win. So believe for it. Increase your belief. And your belief is everything you see, everything you hear, and everything you speak. So if you remember anything that I said today, I want you to remember, speak what you want, see what you want, and live what you want.